Happy day. I'm Madeline Harvey. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. And what we're going to do today is condition your muscles. That way you have a more balanced mix. So if you've ever noticed that mixing is kind of hard to do because you don't quite know how to get in there and get the right muscles in play, then this is the video for you. So if you liked today's video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up or click the subscribe button below. I would love to see you here more often. So the best way for us to get into like a more balanced place with your voice is to first sing as quietly as we can. We've got two muscles that we're trying to isolate. For lack of craziness, we will just use their abbreviated. So we've got the TA muscle. That's the muscle that gets in there and engages. You'll feel a little squeeze in there. So you'll feel that tiny little squeeze. That's your TA muscle in play. If you feel your muscles go loose and it's as if the weight comes off the voice, that's your CT muscle. So what we're trying to do is get both of these muscles in a more balanced place. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to do quick repetitions extremely quietly. What this is going to do is actually work out your TA muscle. So it's going to get in there and make a little tiny squeeze. Like when I say tiny, I mean, you may not even notice it at first. But the trick with this, getting this coordination in the right place, is to actually do it as quietly as you can. So we're going to start you right here at C5. Now, for a lot of people, that's already pretty high. So what I want you to do is lean in on the M sound, like feel that tiny little squeeze. Now we're going to do ma, 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 ma. We'll go at a pace that you can do perfectly. And we'll just do that for about 50 repetitions. Now, I know that sounds like a lot, but we're going to be going kind of fast. So it's just going to feel like you going ma, ma, ma until you're at the end of your breath. Okay? So here we go. Ready? Good. So you don't necessarily have to do it fast like I did. You could slow it down like I did at the end there. So can you feel that tiny little squeeze when you do that M sound? M is like the perfect consonant for this. You could just isolate to an M and be right where you need to be. So we're going to go up. I'm going to slow myself down a little bit. Got a little too excited there. Feel that little squeeze? Good, good. Now, if you notice this feeling of like with the breath, it's not necessarily that you're running out of breath. It actually feels more like you're holding your breath. That's how you know that TA muscle is in effect. It's creating that tiny little intensal squeeze that's actually creating something called resistance. Now, what resistance is it's resisting the breath, keeping the breath in the body. So that's what we're doing. That's what we're up to today. Here we go. And you can drop out if it's too high, but notice how it kind of like everything gets in the right spot. Here we go. Give that a try. Good. Good. Now notice too that we're not being loud with this. I think we're using about 20% of our energy. So this is really the medicine for both my squeezy and my breathy singers, because both types of singers will benefit from being able to do these kind of notes quietly, using only the M consonant to kind of give you something to hold on to, as opposed to trying to hold on to a vowel. You feel how that creates the condition so you can isolate that muscle. Here we go. Let's try E5. Good, good, very good. So we just did about five notes. 5 notes. But I want to go back and I want to kind of bring us into a balance now. So we weren't necessarily, we were kind of conditioning that muscle. Feel that little squeeze, and working that rotation allows us to feel what that feels like without really overburdening the voice too much with that. Now, I just want to show you something. This is creating the conditions for a mix. In fact, this is considered a light mix. Now, light mix is not the same thing as a breathy mix. That's like a texture. Breath is being the texture. This is light as in it's quiet, so it's more intense, okay? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go from this intense ma, and we have to kind of feel it out rhythmically because it's gonna be going too fast for us to count it. So we'll do ma quietly. Then we're going to let the CT muscle release a little, which allows more breath to come through, and that's going to make it only 10% more energy. So you're not going to go from 20% energy to like 80% energy. No way. You're going to go from 20% to maybe 30%. I just want you to feel these conditions, these micro movements, because that's where singing's really hard, is in those details. Ever hear someone say the devil's in the details? It's like, yes, the mastery is in those details. So this is what this is going to sound like. We're going to do it twice. So you'll feel that something loosens, because you'll actually feel that more breath passes through and comes into your resonator, into your skull. And then when you go quiet again, you'll feel that little TA muscle go. It's like a tiny little push-up in there, tiny little push-up. You'll feel it, and it will resist how much air is being released, which actually makes it quieter. So good. So we're gonna do quiet, balanced, not loud, quiet, balanced. Okay, here we go. Ready? Good, very good. I don't want you to push any more than that, because there's a lot of repetitions in this, and I don't want you to gas out, because when you gas out, you may make some compromises just to get through it. And I'm more interested in you knowing what that frame of reference feels like. So let's try our C sharp. Good. So yeah, even at 30%, they can be very effective. And notice too how these are both mixes. We're not going we're going mix. Here we go. I feel like we just did that. I could be wrong. Let's try E flat instead. Here we go. Good. Yes. Be very persnickety about your energy. because we are high, and it's very, very easy to kind of let everything go and lose control of the connection. Last one. Here we go. Good. Very, very, very good. Now you probably feel it. You probably feel how we did a little bit. It should feel no pain, no effort. It should just feel instead that you got in there and you kind of engaged something. So it should feel actually pretty good in that engagement. If it is not feeling good, then I want you to go even quieter or go even lighter. Because it depends on your tendency as a singer. If you have that tendency to really over squeeze, you've got too much of that TA muscle influence. That's the muscle that squeezes and tightens. If it's just going heady, then you've got too much CT muscle influence. So if I go that is a CT muscle kind of letting all the weight come off the voice. So what we're trying to do with an exercise like this is get both of those muscles kind of working together. We don't have a lot of frames of reference in our normal life that it does so well together. So that's why we get kind of in the rut and we get stuck at going, was this my chest voice or is this my head voice? Because we have either this condition or that condition. Like it's like we know what they feel like separately. So now we're trying to get them to work together. So that's what conditioning will do. You want to make sure M is just about the most perfect consonant to get that slight engagement, that slight isolation on that TA muscle, that squeeze mechanism. But you want to make sure that you do it quietly, and you can feel that as you go from a like really intense quiet mix, and then you're just going to relax that CT muscle a little bit, because you're going to feel that the muscles kind of loosen ever so slightly, that it allows more breath to pass through. That's how you're using both of those muscles. And then you'll engage the TA, and then you'll engage the CT. And that's the kind of work that you want to do. So if you liked this video today, and thank you so much for joining me. If you liked it and you want to check out the full hour of conditioning on this mixed voice, then I invite you to click that join button below and become a member of this channel. As a member, you'll have exclusive access to all of our lives. We do them every Monday and every Thursday at 12 p.m. Central Standard Time. So we would love to see you. As you join, you can be a part of our family. We can get to know you and your goals. You can ask questions. We love our group. It's very, very great. I love my members. But you want to click that join button and become a member of this channel. If you can't join us for our live, this is okay too. As a member, you'll have exclusive access to our library of live lessons that we've done, which I think has exceeded 200 hours. And we just keep growing because the members really do dictate what we focus on. So you'll have an opportunity to say, I'd like a live, or I'd like a lesson about this because I'm really struggling with this in my voice, and I will answer your questions. So thank you again so much for hanging out with me. Click that join button below. It's only $4.99 a month, and your contribution helps to support our channel. That way we can continue to do this because we love this. We love working with you. Thank you so much for joining me today. I love you so much. And I will see you next time.